Subscribe for daily exclusive fanfiction. Comment below with your favorite scenarios for what you want to hear next. In this tale, passions will ignite, secrets will unravel, and choices will shape the fate of love and rebellion. The royal palace of Illea sparkled under the bright afternoon sun, the light glinting off the golden spires. America Singer, now a member of the royal family, felt the warmth of the sun on her skin, but it did little to dispel the gnawing tension in her heart. As she wandered through the ornate halls, adorned with lavish tapestries, she was acutely aware of the double-edged sword of her royal status. The people adored her, but whispers of dissatisfaction echoed through the kingdom, a rebellion brewing beneath the surface. Maxon, her beloved prince, stood by the window, his brow creased with worry. America could see the weight of the kingdom pressing down on him, so she approached him slowly. The familiar scent of his cologne enveloped her as she reached out to touch his arm. "What troubles you, Maxon?" she asked softly, her voice hushed in the charged air between them. His blue eyes met hers, revealing the storm of conflict raging within him. He longed for peace, yet the flames of dissent flickered too close for comfort. America's heart raced, torn between her love for Maxon and the growing attraction she felt toward the leader of the rebels. As if summoned by her inner turmoil, a shadow passed through the doorway. Harrison, the fierce rebel leader from her past. His presence ignited a fire within her, a passionate connection that both excited and terrified her. In a moment of instinct, she turned to Maxon, her voice trembling with emotions. "I don't know what's right anymore." The tension between the three of them was thick, palpable, as they stood on the brink of love and loyalty, desire and duty. The very foundation of their world held its breath, waiting for the choice that would change everything. The tension in the palace was palpable as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that danced eerily across the polished floors. America stood in the grand ballroom, a swirl of silk and lace, her heart racing in tune with the distant sounds of unrest. Maxon had just left to confront the rebel leader, Harrison, and each moment without him felt like an eternity. She could feel the weight of uncertainty settling on her shoulders, wrapping around her like the finest velvet. As the first strains of music filled the air, America lost herself in thoughts of the man she loved, and the man who stirred a wild longing in her heart. Everything became more complicated when a soft voice pierced her reverie. "America." It was Aspen, her former love, and the intensity in his eyes sent a shiver down her spine. The mix of nostalgia and regret washed over her, leaving no room for clarity. both remembered what they once had, yet the world they knew had shifted dramatically. "I wanted to talk to you about what's happening, about the rebellion," Aspen said, his voice low and urgent. "You deserve to know the truth." As he leaned closer, the intoxicating scent of his presence enveloped her. America felt torn between her past and her present, between Aspen's passionate promises and Maxon's steadfast loyalty. Secrets were unspooling around her, each revelation twisting her heart tighter. She had to untangle these threads. The path to understanding lay ahead of her. "What do you mean?" "What truth?" she whispered, aware that she was venturing into uncharted territory. Aspen's gaze shifted from her eyes to her lips, and she could almost feel the crackle of electricity between them. America's breathing quickened as the line between them blurred. In a world teetering on the edge of upheaval, her heart seemed to echo her surroundings, the beautiful chaos of desire and loyalty intertwining like the notes of the song filling the air. The night air was charged with a sense of impending change, the natural humidity thickening, as if it sensed the turmoil within the palace walls. America stood on the balcony, the moonlight illuminating her determination. Below, the voices of the rebel alliance seemed to rise and merge with the distant sounds of the city, creating a symphony of hope and defiance. She felt the weight of choices looming closer, a decisive moment on the horizon. Beside her, Maxon approached, his expression a mix of strength and vulnerability. "America, we have to act now," he urged, his voice steady yet laced with emotion. She turned to face him, catching his gaze, and in that moment, all their struggles, their passions, and their unwavering love came crashing down to an undeniable reality. The space between them crackled, their past and present weaving a tapestry of longing. Then, from the shadows, Harrison emerged, an embodiment of the rebellion's passion. He stepped forward, eyes locked on America like a magnet drawing her in. "You must decide, America. It's love or duty, loyalty or justice." Their breaths mingled as the air thickened with unsaid words and unresolved feelings. It was a moment where the power of choice threatened to ignite. America's heart raced, the weight of their expectations palpable against her skin. In that charged silence, she took a step forward, her voice slicing through the tension. "What if I choose both?" The declaration sent a ripple of surprise through both men. America was determined to bridge her love for Maxon with her understanding of the people's plight, ready to rewrite their fates together. The ground beneath them shook as rebellion encroached, but America surged forward, igniting the fires of freedom, standing firm in love and embracing the change that awaited with open arms. As the wind howled in response, she felt fierce, resolute, and utterly alive. This was the final stand born from love and the fight for a brighter future.